Hello, everybody. How are you? This is Saturday, 23rd May and 2:30. We're started a little bit late. Just welcome everybody here today. We have a fantastic session today, and definitely we'd welcome you here today. So hopefully everybody's safe during the situation all over Southeast Asia and globally. And today we have a very, very special guest today. Let me kind of share with you my slide and kind of get on to share with you a bit about what we're going to do today. All right, so today we have this guest, which I will properly introduce later. But I definitely want to kind of let everybody know that this has been a whole series of six, this is the final part of six, of a series of six answers from industry experts. And one of the motivations to do this was to really let people know that this industry is definitely a very, very professional industry, and that what we do in a professional manner, which that's our hope. Our mission is to let more people know that this business definitely is highly ethical, and we pursue this business with integrity and a determination to help more people succeed. So I hope that for those who have been to all six series, all six of these Zoom BOMs, right there, you know, six. I've been to all six, you know, six. And if this is your first time, welcome. If this is your second and third time, welcome also. Okay. We're very, very glad to share with you some of our insights from this industry. Now, before I continue, I would like to tell you what we're going to do today. We're going to first of all, definitely about three parts. First, I'm going to tell you a bit about the company, okay? About the company, so you kind of know what this is happening. Second, of course, we have this fantastic interview that we have Dr. James Chia, which we will do. And the third part is I'm going to tell you a sneak peek of what is going to launch in the end of this year. So you want to stick around to find out what's going to be launching now. Why is it important? Well, because if you want to be a pioneer in anything, you might think that Nu Skin is 35 years old, but if you want to be a pioneer, just like every one of us, then stick around for the last half, where we'll tell you what's going to happen soon. Now, I know some of you are here today not knowing what this is about. Some of you are here today fully knowing what this is about. And I just want to, you know, tell you a story. And it will kind of give you in a nutshell what this is about. All right. So so how many of you like stories? All right. So this is a 2-minute story. 2-minute story, about 2 minutes. Now it might make you a lot of money. All right. It might not. So you still want to hear it? All right. Good. Now, would it be okay? Would it be okay if you never have to work again? Would it be okay if you never have to work again? All right. So what's the answer? What do you think? If you never have to work again, would that be okay? Okay. All right. So how much would you need? I'm talking basic to cover the bills. How much would you need so that you don't have to show up for work ever again? How much money would you need? Now, you don't have to tell people. I mean, I'm sure you have some idea of how much minimum you need in order to not go to work again, all right? Well, you know how so many people are looking to stay healthier, fitter, and younger, right? Well, this company today, Nu Skin, is the #1 at-home beauty system brand in the world, and that's exactly what we do, okay? Now, if you never wanted to work ever again, all you need to do is to find 100 people and introduce them our anti-aging solutions so that they look younger, fitter, and healthier, so they become your customers. Now, I know you're thinking, you don't know how to find 100 people, right? Well, you can learn. How I know that? Well, because you can learn to use a smartphone and you learn to drive, I think you can definitely learn a system how to find 100 people who want to stay younger, healthier, and fitter. All right? So the question really is today is this: what's going to be easier for you? Working 9 to 5 until 65, or learning a system that can help you find 100 people who want to stay younger, fitter, and they want to retire earlier. So that is the story of today, okay? Of what you're gonna learn today, I'll give you some information today that will help you kind of make that decision, all right? Or maybe not. All right. So before I start, tell you more, I'm gonna tell you a bit about my story and how I kind of got involved in this business. So like most of you, we all have a dream, right? So dream passed down many generations to us. Study hard, work hard, have a family, and then retire at 60. That's typically what everybody's standard formula of life is. And that's exactly what I did, work hard, study hard, and then have a small family, and that's it. Casey and I, we're both engineers. She's a chemical engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer. And this is what we used to do. We used to design battery packs, Casey would qualify cells from Korea, Japan, and China. I would design them and make them and do all those things. So it seems very far-fetched that both two engineers would be in this business called Nu Skin. Well, I think times change. When you start to have a kid, you start to realize who's going to take care of the kid. And because, costs are high, there's no way any one of us could just leave, and so that started to have an idea. And I was introduced to this business 18 years ago. I went to a presentation, not because I wanted to, but because, I gave face to my sister-in-law and said, okay, we'll just go. And I wasn't dressed as well as I was today. I was in shorts and t-shirt, and I definitely was rejecting the entire business. But I heard a few things that really, changed my perspective. A way that you can do part-time, a way that you could free my wife. I could free my wife to become a full-time mother and eventually free myself as well. I saw that light at the end of the tunnel. And that's how we started. We saw the facts, and the facts made sense, just as some of the things that we'll share today. And that's what we did. I know that a lot of times, even if I didn't know Nu Skin, I probably would be pretty successful. I think a lot of you would be the same thing. I think we'll be all very busy climbing up that corporate ladder and climbing, hoping to get up to the top spot where everything is at. Now, I'm just like everybody else. I would like to do the same thing as well. Now, it's not that I think that that's not right to do. I think this is perfectly fine to do. But I think what I realized was that everybody above me, everybody before me, my supervisors, nothing against them. They were fantastic mentors and coaches. They trained me very well. But there was one thing I was looking at life. I was looking at, did I admire, did I envy, and would I like that kind of lifestyle at the end when I get up to that corporate life? And I think the short answer is no, I don't, because I realized that you work all your life and there is not much time left for the family. And that was one of the things. So sometimes you may spend the whole life climbing up the ladder and realizing it's on the wrong wall, or it's on the wrong wall. And hopefully today you may see a different perspective. Despite all those challenges and not knowing what to do as engineers, we did it anyway. Within a year and a half, I was able to get Casey to be a full-time mother. We had the income to replace that, and that was great. A couple of years later, I also threw the letter and retired from employment at 36, and have been full-time in this ever since. So I'm very blessed and grateful for that opportunity 18 years ago. And I think that a lot of people, no doubt they will be able to make money. I think everybody here can make money. I think the question really is, can we make more time? Can we make more time? Can we make more time to spend with kids? Can we make more time to spend with parents? Can we have more time to do the things that we want to do? I think time becomes a priceless commodity, right? So this opportunity today is probably one of the most effective ways, most efficient ways to create time for the future, which becomes more and more priceless as we go along. And sometimes as we're doing what we're doing, we're hit by this crisis, and it is a global crisis nonetheless. This COVID-19 has really changed the way that we do things. It has really forced us to think differently, forced us to think creatively, and we're here today because of COVID-19. And of course, there's always silver linings despite all these challenges we face. The job rate in Malaysia, this is March numbers, I think it has gone up to 2.5 million. This is Singapore. And I'm not here to kind of share a sad story. I'm saying that there's a lot of people out there looking for an opportunity, looking to earn more money, looking to save their families and themselves. So a lot of time we kind of look at things as, oh my God, this is a problem. What am I going to do? Or we can look at this and say, okay, this is an opportunity. What can we do? We can't do certain things, but there are things that we can do. And can we do those? So if you're one of those people who are looking, okay, this is good, I'm in a situation, and rather than just waiting, I want to go and create my life. I'm going to create an opportunity. And you're looking at this opportunity from a very positive point of view, open-minded, and saying, okay, let's learn and see how people do this. And if that's a way that I can do it too, I hope that you can. So a bit about the company, some information I just want to give you before I get to the really cool stuff. Nu Skin is about 35 years, solid record. We've gone through multiple crises, and we've always been on top. We operate in 55 countries, $2.5 billion in revenue, and we were one of the 100 most trustworthy companies, on the Forbes.com. So that's very, very impressive. This is my good friend Richard. This is him 6 months ago. This is him now. Yeah, same person. No, he didn't do any plastic surgery. He just reset his genes, so to say. He went on age-lock products. The father of two, is a businessman, and lost over 50 kilos and transformed. Do you think that's an opportunity there? Do you think that people would like to look younger? Absolutely, isn't it, right? Well, that's kind of the technology that we have. This is Dr. Sona. Now, her job is to make people look beautiful. Her job is to do reconstructive surgery. Her job is that. And for many, many years, she wasn't able to really transform herself. And on the program, this is her before, and look at her now, right? And totally different. And can you imagine how big this market potential is? Huge, huge. And she's reset her genes as well, right? And the reason why is because we have access to the #1 weight management and well-being brand, which is Pharmanex Nu Skin. And our weight loss program has been voted the #1 weight loss program for 3 consecutive years in Malaysia and 2 in Singapore. So that's the kind of product that we're talking about that you can represent, that can transform people like Richard and Dr. Suna. This is my good friend's partners, Felicia, 32. She's a chartered secretary, and in the entertainment industry, Carrie, she's 52 this year, 51 this year. And you can look at their transformations, and so much so that they've been, they've won awards and recognition by the company for their transformation to always look young. Who do you know wants to look young, right? And this is, and that really goes towards a testament of why Nu Skin is the #1 at-home beauty device system brand. #1, might I say that, #1, all right? These are our gadgets and our innovation that we launch, and we'll launch, and I'll tell you the next one after the interview, so that you know exactly what to do and how to be a pioneer and partner this amazing company. Now, we just don't do things and make gadgets, right? There's absolutely a lot of science. How much science? Well, 32 US patents worth of science, 91 scientific posters worth of science, 50 awards, 38 presentations, 26 published scientific articles. So this is no fluke. This is no luck. This is science, right? And we pay a lot of attention to make sure that our products do what they're supposed to do, all right? And this is very different than the industry, because when you are able to reset the genes, you basically, you found the fountain of youth, all right, to be able to do that. Is it popular? Do people want it? Well, if this thing wasn't popular, we wouldn't be able to to sell $10 billion worth of age-lock products throughout the world. 3 million customers worldwide and growing. It just tells you that this is a very, very prestigious brand to be able to sell 10 billion worth of products, all right? Now, like a lot of you today, 18 years ago, just like anybody else, I was looking for opportunity. I was looking for a business to do, something that could allow me to free my wife and myself as well, to create more time for our families. And I think that's really what everybody's doing. Now with this situation, the question really is, who's not looking for a plan B, right? Who's not looking for a plan B? Well, today we have a very, very fantastic VVIP, somebody that I admire throughout my years of doing Nu Skin. I just want to go through a little bit of slideshow share a bit about this amazing guy. This guy, he is is a lieutenant colonel. This is in his younger years, and was a man of the year. So this guy, basically, don't play with this guy. He knows his stuff. And of course, he's by profession is a PhD in civil engineering. Now, I know civil engineering. I'm an engineer, but a PhD in civil engineering, my goodness, right? And he was also, and as you can see here, he was the top financial planner with a master's in applied finance and CFA before he joined New Skin Enterprises. So think of that kind of credibility, that kind of wisdom or experience that he has in the financial world. He has an amazing family, something that inspires me every day. They are one of the most active families I know. They are all sports persons and very inspiring stories, I might add. They are extremely fit. I probably have to do a set of TR90 before I go visit him, just to make sure I'm as he is a really giving man, a man with heart. You just feel that when you talk to him, and it really is loving. He's been invited to Malawi as well, which is awesome. He loves traveling, adventure. This is just an amazing. No, normally people take the train to this place. He hikes 1 week to this place. Okay, so that tells you what he does. So his entire family, there's I think they're here, yeah, and went to Kilimanjaro. This is one of the highest places in Africa, and as you can see, a patriot as well. This is in Nepal recently, 2018, and the Jade Mountain in Taiwan. All right, so this guy, yeah, we get the message. He likes to climb stuff. And he's been on TR90, TRA for many years, and I sneak this picture in because I just want to let everybody know that, at 65, he looks golden at 65, okay? And it has sustained throughout the years, and we have I have such a immense respect for Dr. James Chia. We are really good friends. This is a place where he only takes his favorite fans. Okay, so that's me. This is a grilled cheese sandwich hidden somewhere in Singapore. I don't know where it is, and we get to learn his lesson. And as you all know, he wrote the book, The Financial Planner's View of MLM, which really is, it becomes a guidebook to a lot of people coming into the business. And we get tons and tons of this book because it's so much wisdom in there, especially from a financial planner point of view. So without further ado, I think, I think he's blushing right now, but I definitely would like to invite Dr. James Chia, a COE and Presidential Director for 10 years to join us today. So let me just unhide the slide. James, are you on board?
Yep, I'm here. Thank you. Thank you, Rudy.
Oh. You look great, by the way.
Yep. Okay. I had to dress up for you guys. That's the price of that's the price of knowing you.
Well, thank you so much for joining today. I know you're busy climbing some mountain or something, preparing yourself, but we're very inspired by your story. And today I'd like to ask you a few questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So maybe briefly, kind of tell us, how you kind of stepped into this business. I got some following questions with you, but just to kind of warm things up a bit, how did you come into this business?
Okay, maybe I share with you my background. I actually wanted to make the army my career when I finished my national service, but I thought I better get a degree just in case something went wrong. Forgot to salute someone. So I went to study civil engineering, and I didn't finish until I was 29 years old. I accidentally ended up with a PhD in civil engineering, came back, and then decided that I would actually do engineering. Okay, so I worked in construction, and I remember at age 40, okay, I hadn't been on leave for 5 years. I was bored, looking for a challenge, and actually at that time, I could see that I had another 10 good years with the company, but the company had a policy, almost a policy that at age 50, 52, its senior general managers would be asked to leave and be replaced by someone much younger. And I said, look, if I left, if they asked me to leave at 52, how do I how do I start something new? I better do something now. So I left the industry and I went to sell life insurance. Okay, I went to sell life insurance. Those days, you didn't need any qualifications to sell life insurance. You just no O levels, nothing. Okay, unlike today, you got to pass exams. All you needed to do was wear a tie, and you can go and sell life insurance. So I did that. I went back to school. I did a master's in applied finance in NUS. I got my CFA, CFP qualifications, and then went on to become one of the top financial planners in the region. So you ask me, how did someone with this kind of background get to sell skincare? And that's when that's because I got a call from Junwen. Junwen was the first one that came onto the series with Willing. I got a call from this guy Tan Junwen, who I met maybe 3 times in the last 5 years through a mutual friend. He called me. He said that Nu Skin had just come into Singapore, and that was beginning of 2001, 19 years ago. Nu Skin had just come into Singapore, and he'd signed up to do the business. Now I did a double take because this guy came from the top school in Singapore. He was a government scholar, and left the government service after only 4 years. I went into stockbroking. So at that time he was 42 years old, had been in stockbroking for 15 years. Very, very successful. And he was doing a housewife business, selling like Tupperware and all this. I was curious. So I listened to him, and he said that the guy who introduced him to the business was one of his biggest clients, a guy called Robert Howe, Bob. Okay, Bob went to Yale University, had an MBA from Harvard. At that time, he was president and chief investment officer of AIG in Japan. So I looked at these two people. Okay, this is what I call smart money. They were doing this. So my wife and I checked it out, and very, very quickly, we decided to get involved. Now, we didn't have any financial needs at that time, so it wasn't a why. Okay, it was just a why not. Okay, so there was no big why. It was a why not, and the why not was simply, I thought it was a great idea to have just $2,000 Singapore dollars a month in recurring income in my retirement. Now, I told myself if I didn't need it, I could always give it away. So, we started building the Nu Skin business along with my financial planning practice for 7 years. I remember, you remember the global financial crisis in 2008. Okay, that's when big companies, established companies, collapsed, like Lehman Brothers and all that. And and the global financial crisis made the idea of losing money for other people less attractive. So, by that time I had seen Nu Skin at close hand, had solid belief in this vehicle. And I remember in 2008, I gave up all my professional engineering licenses. I had a license to practice in the UK and Singapore, gave up all my investment and insurance licenses to focus on only one source of income.
Oh my
and
goodness.
I think that's been the best decision I've made.
Wow. I mean, for some people, that's like, that's unheard of. That's like, how can you do this, right? And I love the part where you say, it's not that I needed the money, it really was, why not? And from that small goal of earning $2,000 to now, I think that's kind of surprised you, I think, along the years.
Yeah, Willing, I just want to go back and say that at the time when Junwen introduced this business to us, I was working 12, 14 hours a day. The whole financial planning industry was about to be changed. So it wasn't as if I was free and looking for something to do. And I guess that's a big lesson. When someone recommends something and you have you look at possibilities, it's just about trying. If it didn't work out, we could have stopped. So, but no harm trying.
Got it. Now that's some wisdom there, guys. All right. Now, James, I got the next question. Now, this is a pretty heavy question. We have heard amazing stories about you. I've met you for so many years, and about how you decided to leave behind 900,000 Singapore dollars of unclaimed commission in your previous financial planning, right, career, and then jumped into Nu Skin, like you just said just now. I mean, that's unthinkable to a lot of people. I mean, what was going on in your mind at that time?
Okay, well, I didn't leave actually. I was doing financial planning. I was doing financial planning while we were building the new skin business. There was this sum of amount of money we had to leave behind with another company when we did a switch. But I had calculated, and later I'll have an opportunity to share, that the asset that we create is just worth far more than that. It was a financial decision.
Mm-hmm. I think guys, we're coming into this business. A lot of you coming to this business. I don't think any one of us comes with a unclaimed $900,000 worth. And I think I'd like to know about what that asset is about. Now, let me jump into your famous book. It's widely available, not widely available. I mean, it's widely known, and I think it's available on Amazon as well, right? So, being an author of the book, The Financial Planner's View of Network Marketing, it really struck me. What was the key message that you wish to get out across at that time? And is it still valid now? I mean, the message that you want that book, is it still valid now?
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Wee-Ling, for that question. Actually, people look at me, they see my discipline, they think I'm a very focused, goal-oriented person. Actually, it's not. I go along with the flow with a lot of things. I'm completely disorganized. I don't plan ahead more than 2 days. So again, this book there was no big why for this book. It was more a response to a challenge to create a wow. I was in a leadership program, and my coach said, look, why don't you create a wow for yourself? Why don't you write so I said, okay, I'll write this book in 1 month. So I wrote it in 1 month. I mean, how much deliberation is there when you have to come up with a book in 1 month, So when I wrote the book to write a book, not to sell it. In fact, my mentor and co-author of that book, Ong Hock Siew, who was former CEO of Sabah Bank, and he'd written several books. He warned me that I would have several hundred copies of unsold books under my bed. And that's why if you read the book, there's a little CV at the back. He said, you better write a little CV at the back so you can give away these books as name cards. No one's going to buy them. But somehow this book has had 4 reprints selling thousands of copies.
Wow.
So if we want to look at lessons, I always learn lessons in hindsight. Looking back, I think the book had 2 messages. The first lesson is you don't know what you don't know. Okay, I don't know what I don't know. It's impossible to know what's possible. So because I just did that book, something came out of it that was just blew our minds. Okay, the second clear message has related to the contents of the book. And I was very, very clear that network marketing, or MLM, is a complete financial plan. First of all, the simple logic, my sponsor, Junwen, said, look, do you prefer addition or multiplication? Anyone knows that multiplication is better than addition, but MLM is a complete financial plan, because in a normal financial plan, what you do is you buy insurance, okay, in case something goes wrong. Okay, then you do investment, because you need to invest so that you can draw down on that investment for during the years of retirement. And then when you retire, not all of us can plan to finish all our money exactly the day we die. There's some left behind. And so we have an inheritance plan. How can we leave it to our beneficiaries, our charities, or our family? Okay. MLM has all these components: insurance, in case you lose your job, or in case you don't want to work, or you can't work. It's the investment, it's an asset that continues to give you recurring income. And of course, you can pass over this business to people. But in MLM, you have got a 4th eye, and that is income. Okay, you can't benefit from insurance plan until something goes wrong. But with MLM, you can earn income immediately, and that's what is the beautiful thing about this plan.
Wow.
In investment terms, if you talk about investment terms to an investment person, basically, you're talking about risk and reward. This is an investment that has got low risk and such a high return. In fact, the reason why people don't earn more is because they have enough and they stop working. But it's really unlimited exponential growth. this whole issue is such a logical thing, is dealing with the left brain. It's just absolutely the most sensible choice. But what I discovered as I walked this journey is that MLM doesn't address just financial, but non-financial aspects of life, like how you grow as a person, how you give to people. I mean, look at your, mate, make a difference, every day. That's one of the first things that come to people's minds. Now, you ask me, is it still valid? Well, I've had, from day one, I had a leader from a send company buy 1,000 copies a day one. And just recently, about 3 months ago, a big leader from Kangen just bought 250 copies. He wanted more, but actually I sold out after the 4 weeks. But I don't have any more for myself. I said I have to buy back from you if I need it.
Wow. Definitely. I mean, this book is in my my shelf, and I have multiple copies of it, waiting for anybody, or I pass it out to people to just open up people's minds. What Dr. James mentioned, you don't know what you don't know, and I think that a lot of us here need to be able to humble ourselves to go and learn what we don't know.
Yep.
And there's a lot of wisdom in that book. Let me tell you that. So James, next question. Earning $1 million, and I know you earn more than $1 million from Nu Skin already, touching probably the COE level 2 very soon. So earning $1 million in Nu Skin, just saying, versus earning $1 million in elsewhere, okay, in other businesses, right? How does it differ from a financial planner's point of view?
Okay. A financial planner, if we look at financial planning, there's actually 2 goals of wealth. So we're helping to plan for our clients. Okay, there's 2 goals of wealth. The first goal is to to accumulate. You want to build an asset. And that's the normal goal because we start off, we don't have much, so we want to accumulate this asset. And, you talk a lot about Robert Kiyosaki, his 4 cash flow quadrants, the employee and the self-employed person. He works for an income, but the business person and the investor, they build an asset. I think the key thing here is that you want to look at an income versus an asset. Let me share with you just a very simple story. I had a partner when he was 35 years old. He and his wife, that was many years ago, after 1 year doing the Nu Skin business, was just earning $1,000 a month part-time, okay, on top of their combined income of $10,000. And I asked him, are you happy with this? He didn't say he was unhappy, but he didn't say he was happy because he can't replace the $10,000. He has to do this on top of their full-time jobs and looking after 2 young kids. I told him, you need to be really, really happy because $1,000 a month of recurring income is $12,000 a year. It's as if you have a $600,000 asset, a $600,000 apartment that's giving you 2% return, $1,000 a month rental. If you had carried on just doing your work without doing Nu Skin, how much would you have saved at the end of a year in your situation? Not even $10,000, but here you have created an asset worth $600,000. So it's understanding that we're building an asset, okay, and an asset, tremendous value. And that's why Junwen, as the director of sales for a listed stockbroking company, left to do Nu Skin full-time after 11 months because he could create more wealth. Okay, it's income versus asset. In a traditional asset, you draw down this asset. In MLM, the asset has the potential to continue to grow. So the first part about wealth is you want to get wealth. But the second and important part about wealth, as a financial planner, I see is to give wealth, to contribute to charity. When I work with people who've got enough money, we work on their trust, we work on their charities. I mean, you look at Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, all that, they focus almost full-time on how to give away that money. And giving is much easier, let me tell you, when you've got a pipeline where the money keeps coming in, okay, so that you don't have to save some for yourself, your rainy day. It's coming in, you give it away, it'll come in again. And so you're able to, to really maximize the wealth you have, not just to get it, but to give it away. That's the biggest difference about this industry.
Wow, that really is that's very inspiring. Get wealth and then know the difference between income and asset. Guys, that's huge. You know, getting $1,000 may not be a lot, but that is equivalent to $600,000 worth of asset that generates that much passive income for you. That is huge. I was thinking while I was just listening to Dr. James that, you know, when was it the last time you had a financial planner telling you, this kind of information? Nowhere in the world can you find a financial planner who knows network marketing, who would teach you how to do it and tells you that it is a better financial plan. All right, James, I've got a couple questions left. So right now we're in this COVID-19 kind of situation, okay? And it has really, thrown the financial plannings of a lot of people off track. I mean, their stocks and the markets, and erratic and all that kind of stuff. It's unpredictable. So what would you advise as a financial planner? What would you advise? I mean, knowing what we know now, what would you advise people to do to safeguard their own financial future?
Okay, Willing. Well, one, it's very hard to get people to do anything, to change. That's why you call it as momentum. Once you're doing something or you got a habit, it's difficult to change. And one reason why people don't do anything is because they don't know the danger. And so the blessing of COVID-19 is that it's made the dangers clear. It's like a bright light that exposes all the flaws. It's like X-ray that reveals the rot inside you. Okay, and so we know how exposed we are in this situation. Okay, look, the journey of life is a stormy sea. What do you do when you have to go in stormy seas? You build a lifeboat. Okay, so that's why we buy insurance. That's why we invest in safe assets. That's why we have a plan B. Use this term plan B a lot. But what if your lifeboat could actually be your cruise ship? What if it could grow? It could make you rich and actually become your plan A. So I think COVID-19 has shortcut this process of us doing network marketing part-time on top of something. It makes us say, hey, we just go straight into it and build it and become successful straight away. So the question I want to ask everyone, and this is, you could be an insurance agent now, planning for people. I said, what is your lifeboat? You're planning for people. What is your own lifeboat that can last the stormy seas? And my message, for MLM has always been the need for reliable, recurring income during the long years of retirement afterward. I focused on retirement when I started financial planning, and you look at the years of retirement afterward, that's 40 to 50 years. Okay, so what COVID-19, I think, has done is to simply brought forward the need for this reliable, recurring income some 30 to 40 years. You think that this is for people who are retiring, but no, the millennials now, you want to get married, you want to raise a family, you need a reliable source of income that's hedged to inflation and growing to match the increasing expenses of a growing family. So you need it. Okay, and that's what this opportunity has given us.
Wow. That really... go ahead, James, go ahead.
Yeah, this is not going to be the last crisis. Okay, I hope it is, but I know it won't. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to build financial resilience, and I thought of 3 strategies. Okay, number one, you need to spread the risk. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Okay, that's an investment portfolio thing. Okay? And you've heard me say many times, it's better to earn 1% from 100 people than 100% from your own effort. And as we get older, it's great to become less important, and not a critical factor in this. I mean, if you organize this whole series, but I can tell you, if you walked out from this and went on holiday like you've done last year, the business will carry on, and that's really good. You're spreading the risk. The second strategy to build financial resilience is to go global. Okay, go global because you spread the risk, you enlarge the market, and that's what exposed people. The people whose markets are in just one place and it's shut down, they're finished. Okay. And the last strategy is go for products with a perpetual demand. Beauty, people always want to look good. health. We want to stay healthy. It's nothing more miserable than being sick. But most important of all, people need an income. If you're going to live to 100 years old, my goodness me, you better have a source of income. So that's something that people perpetually are going to demand. So build financial resilience with these strategies.
Wow. I hope you guys are taking notes, guys. This doesn't come cheap. You have number one, spread risk. You have number two,
Go global.
Go
Go global.
Go global, right? Go global. And number three, a product with perpetual demand. Isn't that cool sounding? Perpetual demand. Okay, final question. I know everybody else says I want to ask more questions, but we don't have a lot of time. Okay, so James, you have achieved financial freedom, and your children are working adults, yeah, and they're fantastic. They're just awesome people. You are guys, close your ears. You're 65, okay? You're 65. Why are you still so passionate about Nu Skin business? I think that's on top of a lot of questions. Why are you still doing this? You're 65.
Okay, so I've benefited financially. Nu Skin has been a good financial plan, but there's more to life than money. And I saw that, I suspected that at the start, because at the start, when I joined the business, I saw leaders who were earning 100,000, 200,000 US dollars a month, still doing a business. They have passive income. Why are they doing this? They must have been doing this for more than money. And so I discovered one of the unexpected benefits that I wasn't looking for at 47 was my health. I have had to keep healthy. We have got tremendous diets in Malaysia and Singapore, food selections which are largely unhealthy. Okay, so I've had to keep healthy to be a product of the products. And then I discovered the age-lock solution, the elixir for youth. That's a huge benefit. The third huge benefit, or the close relationships with so many positive people who actually appreciate me. To eat and play alone is not as much fun. You know that. So if I go back to Bob, the person who sponsored Junwen, to use his terms, I came for the annuity, the recurring income. I gained immunity, but I stayed for the community. Now today I'm reading this book called The 100-Year Life, about living in an age of longevity. The book is obviously a wake-up call because of the financial and health challenges that living to 100 poses. But it also offers the clearest demonstration that a 100-year life can be a wonderful, fulfilling, and inspiring one. I'm in my mid-60s. WHO says that I'm actually just middle age, but COVID-19 tells me I'm actually old, I'm expendable. I have 30 to 50 years ahead. After nearly 20 years with Nu Skin, when I reflect on this, I think it's even more crucial for me to have a clearly compelling desire and not slack off into the sunset. Nu Skin was my vehicle for retirement income. Now that I'm comfortable, I can actually ease off the pedal and relax. But that's dangerous, because if I've got nothing to die for, then I've got nothing to live for. And that makes life meaningless and unfulfilling. It's like being a vegetable, which I think is almost as bad as being a vegetarian. So I just share with you as we last, is actually my dream is to give away 95% of what I earn. And I'm far away from that. I've got much work ahead of me. And I thank God for partners like you. I thank God for Nu Skin that will keep me on my toes and and do this work together.
Wow, guys, you don't know how lucky and blessed we are to kind of get that kind of. I love it, All right, guys. You guys, should wake up today and say, "Wow, I'm happy to be alive today." Last question, Dr. James, really is, and I asked most of all 6 VIP guests this question. So, what do you think your life would be if you didn't do Nu Skin? I know it's a bit rhetorical, but hey, what would you do? What would your life be?
Oh wow, that's a tough one. Well, I never think about these things, but I think I would be less fit. I think I would be less resilient to all the disappointments that come in a business where, where you got to talk to so many people who don't need the product, who are not interested. I think I would be a less compassionate and caring person. I would be alone, I think, with just with the little time that we have doing our conventional work. You only have so much time to spend time with people building a relationship. But here we have people all around the world, who care for us, who love us because of who they are and because of the time freedom. So I think for me, the biggest thing is just not having anything to worry about. That really, really worry, when your back is to the wall. Yes. But yet, with people whose dreams are big enough so that, I can go on to go and grow and contribute. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'd be, it's simple. I'd be a vegetable.
Well, James, I mean, sometimes outside when people look at your book and look at your picture, people look at your posters, they say, oh, this guy is like that. Of course not, he can be like this. But I think, when we talk to you this way, and allow you to kind of share all sorts of questions, I think for a lot of people, I'm speaking to a lot of people here today that, we get to glimpse the human being. We get to glimpse the person behind the poster, the behind that image, and the real person emerges. And I think a lot of you here who are touched, inspired by what you hear from Dr. James Chia, is not just inspired by what Nu Skin does, but what he represents. And I for one, I want to thank you so much, James, for sharing your heart, your wisdom, and your experience to all of us. I think you have touched many, many people's lives today. Thank you, James. Appreciate it. And James, is anything you want to say to the team? Any last words you want to say? Just say.
If I need some books, I'll buy them from you. Really.
All right, guys. Now, we just heard a fantastic interview from Dr. James. I'm going to tell you what's coming up next. All right. So just bear with me. I'm just going to continue with the slide and let's continue. So, a lot of times we're going to ask ourselves a question. We have two choices now. Either we, work 9 to 5 until 65, and hopefully we have enough money to, live the rest of our lives the way that we want to. Or we learn a system to find 100 people, like I said just now, who want to change their life. And sometimes making the right choice is sometimes better than hard work. I mean, you could work hard at a job that doesn't give you any financial stability. So sometimes making the right choice is golden, is the thing. I hope you understand that. Now, what James was talking about Nu Skin, and there is always something about Nu Skin that really, attracts me. 18 years ago, sitting there, what attracted me was really this slide, this page. I'm not a mathematics guy. I'm definitely an engineer, so basic math is okay. Now, I believe that if you share something good with somebody, then, that somebody will share with somebody else. And if you share something like a perpetual demand of a product that people want, or a way that people want to earn money, an opportunity, definitely people want to share that and help more people to achieve the same things. So in this plan, we're just taking a five-person example. You recommending the 5 people, and each of those 5 doing the same thing downwards. As you can see on your 6th level, you're looking at 15,000 people. Just from the first 5 at your first level, it goes down to 15,000 people on your 6th level. So that's immense. So this is mathematics. There's no trick here at all. This, of course, is just a hypothetical example. But let's say there are some companies, and I'm just showing you the best of the plan. I'm not showing you the rest. There are many other things that we can show you, but I just want to show you the big one, right? The big picture. So some companies pay on your first level 4%. It's like a franchise. You earn a little bit from your franchise. So you earn level 1, 4%. But as you go deeper and deeper, as your organization gets bigger and bigger, as you can see, they're less and less and less, probably until 0 maybe. Some companies maybe pay a little bit more, but still as it reduces all the way down to 1%. Some companies don't even do that. They're only just 3 levels maximum. And Nu Skin does something that is unique across all companies. and that is paying 5% across all 6 generations. Now, sometimes I ask myself, is it a good plan? Well, I think it's good enough. Even a stockbroker like Jin Wen would pick this company. Even a top financial planner would pick this company because of this plan. So I guess it's probably pretty good plan. But notice that on your 6th level, 15,000 people, why would I choose Nu Skin? It's very simple. Because it pays consistently 5% all generations down. That, I believe, is a fair plan. That, I believe, is something like most people say, oh, the top makes the most money. Not really, because everybody makes the same amount. And I like that kind of a plan. Does it work? You know, today you hear a few people who make $1 million, but globally, we have helped create 1,550 plus people who have generated more than $1 million US in their lifetime of this business. As you can see, some of the numbers are rather large. 50 people have earned more than 20 million US dollars alone. Now, today I want to share with you something very exciting. We launched the LumiSpa back in 2017. In just 4 months, 4 months only, we took over the world market share of cleaning devices. Just think about that. In 4 months, we took over the world global market in facial cleansing device, the LumiSpa. 4 months, 25%. Is that big? That's huge. Guys, I just want to let you know, end of this year, we're going to launch something even more powerful. It is called the Age-Lock Boost, guys. This is Age-Lock Boost. Tiny device, handheld. Okay? This device, you know, you use once a day or even twice if you want, right? Use a gel, a corresponding gel, and use it together. It will give you, in a minute or two, brilliance and bounce and the type of skin radiance that you're looking for. Now, we know we're going to launch end of the year. This is a schedule for Malaysia, Singapore, probably very similar. Your markets will also have similar markets. Now, the key thing that you want to know is that in September, you know, in your markets, you know, this is something for Malaysia, Singapore. In your markets, you're going to look at being able to be the first ones in the world to have access to this amazing gadget, right? You have access to this. That means you are able to share this with more people. Why do you want to have access? Because the more people that you share, the more pioneering you are, in a sense. Because the official launch of this product will be next year, 2021, March. That gives you almost 6 months' time to build your market, to tell as many people as possible. So when this is launched in the market in March 2021, you have a huge market share. Okay, so look at strategies, what we call limited time offer. Talk to the friend who brought you there. Ask yourself how you can take part, how you can be an EVP and get 10 sets in September. Guys, this is serious matter. This is a huge, if you think that, oh my God, Nu Skin is 35 years and I'm coming in, I must be late. You're not, because no one has this. I don't even have this. James doesn't even have this. All right. So we're all starting on the same ground here. We're all pioneers at this. I know a lot of you may say, well, network marketing is difficult. You may say, oh, I got to go meetings, that's quotas and that's hard work. It's true. Nothing is easy, is it? Right? Working 9 to 5 is not too. But I want you to look at this business from a business perspective, because that will help you. Because if you had a business, you probably need to invest a couple of $100,000 to renovate, to get the equipment. You don't do it here. You probably need to hire employees and pay them salary, $2,000, $3,000 every month. And with COVID, and you can't do that, you're gonna take it out of your savings. We don't do that. There's no inventory to keep at all. Zero inventory. There's no overhead. There's no, you rent a place, you need to pay electricity. You don't need to do that in this business. There's no accounts. You don't have to go and hire anything to do any of these accounts receivable. There's no R&D that you have to pay, millions of dollars for any technology. All that is done for you. There's no advertising. You are your own advertising. Take a look at James and his shape. He's a product of the product. Be a product of the product. Use a product. There's no rental. There's no rental. And there's no risk. So when you look at all those difficulties and convert that to a business, you have none of these things which traditional businesses have. But you have this. You have a global expansion company that is in 55 countries. You can take advantage of that. There's a generous payout, 5%, 6 levels, already set up and done. You have a credible company, New York listed. Think about that. For you to list your company, to have it New York listed, think about that for a second. That's not easy for anybody to do. You have age lock signs. No one else has this. You have this proprietary information, right? And you have an inheritance, just like what Dr. James says. You have a business that you can pass down to the next generation. Isn't that awesome? So just before you think that it's difficult, look at all the benefits that you get from this business compared to anything else. You might have a second thoughts. Guys, life must be exciting. I mean, think about it. We only live for what, 120 years maybe, if best? 100 years? Don't you want to live it to the max? And I'm talking to people who want to live it to the max. I'm not talking to people who say, oh, just, I just want to be average, And I know all of you want to have ambition and you want to live your life to the max, right? It has not been easy. I can tell you this, 18 years. But has it been worth it? Absolutely it has. One of the greatest things I got from this business is my time with my family. It's my time with my kids. It's my time with my parents. That is something you cannot buy from your boss. They're not going to understand this, okay? And that's something that I got. Traveling. Yes, I can travel. Almost everybody can travel. But to have that kind of flexibility and freedom to travel a month. I did a trip, a 1-month holiday in Auckland. I know a lot of us leaders do that too. And we went places to places, and just in North Island alone. Sometimes you have money, but you just don't have the time to do this. We did the same thing in Italy as well. Went self-driving all over Europe and Italy. Of course, bless everybody there who has gone through some challenges. But Italy is a beautiful place, and that's some place that you just have to go. I want to go again when all this is said and done. And be able to contribute back, and exactly what Dr. James mentioned. You got to contribute back, and we can see how Nu Skin is doing this with our own eyes, and we witness this every day, and it's such a beautiful thing to be able to see. So a lot of you here today, you have a couple of choices to make. You can just be a customer. You can just use the product and enjoy, preserving your youth, and some of you may even just want to make some commissions. Perfectly fine. This business is well suited for any lifestyle, flexible lifestyle, no quota, nothing. You just use the product and share. But for some of you here today, some of you ambitious guys, and you have dreams, you have big dreams. You were looking for a plan B. You're looking for some ways to change your life. Not that it is anything bad. You just want it better. You just want better quality of life. You can join us, start a global business, talk to the person who brought you here today, tell them, okay, I see this, I understand what Dr. James is saying, I understand the choices we make, I understand the benefits of the company, what do I need to do to get started? I'm going to give you some packages that you can start thinking about. You saw Richard just now, that was him before, and this is now. This is Mei Xian from before, and that's now. And how did they do it? They started with TR90. That is our #1 recommended product to start off, to renovate this. Because when people look at you, they say, how did you do that? And you don't have to say, I think you need to lose weight. They'll come back and say, I want to lose weight like you. All right. So this is a great way to start an opportunity, a product, this product range. Transform yourself first. Health is #1. Change it. Be a leader. Lead by example, I would say. We have a couple of promotions. And if you get this, you get a free Lumi Spa. This is in Malaysia. I think Singapore, there'll be roughly similar packages. But that's what we have in Malaysia. This is Yok Peng. Look at her before. She's been taking Dorpack for the past 3.5 years, almost 4 years. And that's her before and after. This is a total anti-aging solution. Energy to 10 benefits of the body, from eyes to nose, eyes to brain, to joints, to skin, to heart, to, all your internal organs. So this is one of our key selling products, Dorpack. And this one comes with a free Lumi Spa as well. And the Lumi Spa itself and the Galvanic Spa as well, to see this kind of results in firming, radiance, youth, V-shape. If you're looking for more V-shape, then this probably would be the best product to try from. Definitely for those budget conscious, this definitely is a step down, but very, very effective to start the business with. Some of you just want to have an antioxidants, boost your immune system. You have all these benefits, then I'd recommend LifePack and G3. Very basic. I've been taking this for the past 18 years. I'm 50 years old this year. And I've been taking this for the past 18 years. So definitely one of my best recommendations if you want a healthy life, then definitely this would be one. So we have, now that the whole series of Asking the Experts is done, we're going to start a whole new series starting next week. It's a whole new world, guys. It's a whole new world, right? What's next? I've invited Jin Wen here, COE1, Jin Wen, Platinum Presidential Director, to share with us what's next. And we'll have a couple of conversations about what's next. Invite your friends to find out what they can do, what to kind of get ready for what's next, all right? It's a whole new world. It's a whole new world. Your car doesn't have 4 tires. It has 5. And the reason it has 5 is because sometimes some things happen. So you need a spare tire. I have one too. You need one too. Insurance is a spare tire. New Skin is your spare tire. And I love what James Chia said just now. It could be a lifeboat to help you with situations like now. It could be your cruise ship if you make it your plan A. It could be your cruise ship. Guys, one last message for everybody here today. You know, I know you love your parents. I know you love your kids. Your success in this business has to be faster than your parents aging. It has to be faster than your children's growing up, right? Because or else if you're all the time working 9 to 5 and you come back, they're 18, they've left. And, you know, I started this business because I asked myself, you know, my dad was 70 and I'm saying, what am I going to do? I mean, when will I have time to spend time with him? Until I retire? Probably not. So I'm very blessed that in this business, it's given me the choices, the freedom to spend time with my parents for the past 12 years, full time. And I wish that for you. I wish that for everybody here today and all your friends who are coming and that you're talking to. So with that, I want to say thank you so much. Again, Dr. James Chia, COE, Presidential Director for 10 years. Everybody here today, talk to a friend who brought you here today. Tell them, okay, makes sense. What do I need to do? I'll see you next week. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.